Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas and I hope you're ready for a tutorial. So I had a few requests to show how I fill in my brows. So here you go, an eyebrow tutorial. So what I use and what you'll probably need as well is a spoolie brush, brow gel or wax, brown eye pencil or powder, flat or an angled eyeliner brush, and concealer. 2 shades, most likely. Well, I always use 2 shades. But anyway, to start out, you want to take your spoolie brush and you want to brush your brow hairs. You want to make sure they're all going in the same direction. I like to brush mine towards my ears in that direction. And this brush is really good for grooming the brows. It gets those hairs in check because, as you all probably know, the eyebrow hairs are very short and stubborn. They don't really like to move, so you really need that hard spoolie, those hard bristle like hairs to groom the brows. And it takes me quite a while because, as you can see, my eyebrows are not identical, so it takes a little work. So next I am going in with my Sonia Kashuk clear brow gel, and now that I got them shaped, I'm just going to put this gel on it. This helps the hairs not to move. It kind of helps keep them in place. And you can also use, I know one thing that I like to use, or another product I like to use for this purpose, is NYX eyebrow pencil, and it's like a little wax pencil. So once you apply that to your brow, you want to go back in with your spoolie brush. Well, I went back in with my spoolie brush and just kind of reshaped it because sometimes they get moved. I know that probably didn't make much sense, but when you put the gel on it to keep the brow hairs in place, sometimes your brow may get a little misshaped from how you originally shaped it. So I just kind of like to go back in and reshape it again before that gel dries. Then once the gel does finally dry, it's like a I don't know how to describe it, but the gel just kind of helps to keep those brow hairs from moving around throughout the day. It just kind of sets the brow almost, if that makes sense. And right here I'm just fanning my brows so it'll dry a little quicker. And next I'm getting ready to pull out my Sonia Kashuk eyeliner pencil, and this is a twist up pencil in the shade Black Amber. I find that this works really good. I had such a hard time finding a brown that matched my brow color, but this is a really good match for me. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but the pencil looks kind of weird. And it's because when I shade in, I use the side of the pencil. I do not bear down with the point of my eyeliner pencil. I use the side. And I just do short little wispy type strokes. Short little quick strokes. And you probably would want to start off doing with the tail end of your brow and just follow your natural brow line. Now, as you can see, I'm going down a little lower than my natural brow line because, like I said before, my eyebrows are not identical, so I have to try and doctor them up so that they look somewhat similar. But just make sure to use the side of your pencil and not bear down with the point. It's going to put on way too much product. It's going to be way too thick and way too dark, and you're going to catch a really hard time trying to remove product. And I don't like to box my brows in at the beginning of the brow. I like to kind of leave it a little blank. Well, I don't want to say blank, but I kind of like to I don't like to fill it in and close it in. I want my brows to look somewhat natural. And then I'm just going to blend the hairs out. Blend the hairs with the eyeliner with my spoolie brush. Yeah, I know the brow is still looking a little weird right now, but the concealer is going to clean that up. And I'm going over to my next brow, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. It's going to be a little different because this brow is shaped a little differently. So I'm not starting at the tail, but it would probably be a little easier if this is your first time doing it, or you're still trying to learn it. It would probably be a little easier to start at the tail, but I'm not. I was just in a zone, not thinking how I should have been doing it. Now I went out a little bit right there, but that is okay. I can easily, that is an easy fix. That is what the concealer is for. Now I guess I'll take this time to explain the concealer. So me personally, when I do my brows, I like for the under part of my brow, right in there where the arch is, the brow bone highlight, I like for that to be a little lighter. So I use a lighter concealer under my brow, and then on top of the brow I use a concealer that matches my skin tone so that it blends in. But you just put the concealer, line it under the brow and on top of the brow. Now let me just take this time to say, let me put it on out there. I am in no way, shape, or form an eyebrow guru. This is just a way that works for me. This is how I fill in my brows. I'm somewhat satisfied with my brows. I understand I still have a long way to go. They are not perfect, but this is just a guideline, and this is just to kind of help those that are trying to figure it out. This is not the only way to do it. So feel free to take from this video what you will, what you want, what you don't want. I'm not saying that this is the must way to get filled in eyebrows. This is just how I do it. But anyways, as you can see, I took a Q-tip and I just kind of cleaned up where some places where I got a little out of line there, and just kind of thinning out this brow. Well, I was thinning out the other brow a little bit. So here's my flat eyeliner brush, and I'm going to dip that in my concealer, and I am going to outline my brows so that they'll look a little better. This is a MAC concealer palette. I think this is NW, I'm not sure. I'll put it below in the description box. But it is a tidbit lighter. It is quite light. Now usually I just put the lighter concealer right under the arch. I don't know why I didn't do that this particular day. I know why I didn't do it. I was trying a different shade, and I just wanted to see what it would look like under the whole brow. So that is why I did that. But usually that's not what I do. I usually just do it under the arch, and the rest of the underbrow is my skin tone concealer. The concealer that's more like my skin tone color. But you are just going to follow that out and blend it down. And yes, the concealer is looking a little crazy right now because it is brighter than my skin tone. But do not fret. I'm going to go back in and blend that out. And plus, once you put your foundation on and your eyeshadow and everything, it all blends out. Well, you're going to have to physically blend it first. But once you add other colors to your face, it'll look better. This is just the beginning stage. And as you can see, I did go into the brow with the concealer because it was just a bit thick. Like I said, I end up having to doctor my brows. Alright, so next we are going to conceal the top part of the brow. I'm using MAC's Studio Fix Concealer in the shade NW45. And I just wiped off that brush. And I'm going in and I'm going to line the top of my brow. And I like to start with the tail, as you can see. Or I don't know. I don't know what I got going on. I usually like to start with the tail, I think. I don't know. Just pay me no mind. Just look at what I'm doing. Don't listen to me right now. And once I outline it, I like to go back in and pull that concealer upward so that I can blend it out, and so that there's not just like this halo above my brows. I like to blend it upward, and then, excuse me, once I go in with my foundation, it just blends out. And in my opinion, it looks a bit natural, a bit more natural. I don't have like this halo over, not just over my brows, but over my eyes from the really light concealer. And I noticed some gaps there, so I went back in with my eyeliner and filled them in. And I'm just going in trying to make sure I get it good, because like I said, my natural brows aren't, they're just all kinds of crazy. So I go in with my concealer, and that's another good use of this concealer. You can go in and put it over some of those hairs. So like if you're in between an eyebrow arching or waxing or whatever, you can just use the concealer to go in and conceal those hairs. Just put it smack dab on top of the hairs, however you want it to go. And that's what I do. Now I'm going to speed it up a little bit because you kind of get the gist of it. I've kind of done pretty much all I needed to do. I'm just going in and blending and maybe adding a little more. It's just blending out, and I'll go and do the same exact thing on the other brow. And you also, it doesn't hurt to go in and blend it with the brush. Blend your brows. And right here, I'm just giving them a little once over, looking at them, seeing what I can go in and fix. And I'm just going to take my spoolie brush and go in and groom those brows up a little bit more But I am pretty much done. That's that on that. And I did go in with my concealer, the NW45, and I did blend it. I put it on my lids. I was going to finish my face, but things got kind of crazy throughout the day and I didn't get to finish my face. But this is the end look of my brow fill-in. I think it looks pretty okay. I guess you'll be the judge of that. But if you like this video, please rate and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And this is pretty much the end result. I'm just going in and messing with stuff with that brush. But that's the end result. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, you guys be beautiful and have a wonderful new year. Bye.